Who was Mary Ingleman? Mary Ingleman was 78 years old when they came for her. A German immigrant, a healer, a woman who had outlived 2 husbands and earned the quiet respect of those who needed her most. She wasn't rich, not at first. She and her first husband, Lawrence Free, lived modestly, trapping, trading, bartering just to make it through the seasons. But what set Mary apart wasn't her labor, it was her knowledge. Herbs, roots, poultices, remedies, passed down from old world hands and honed in Carolina soil. People whispered that she could cure fever, mend bones, even drive off spirits. After Lawrence died in 1771, Mary was alone, but not for long. She remarried Jacob Ingleman, a miller from Dawkins. That marriage brought her land and a new kind of attention. And when Jacob passed, quietly, without fanfare, Mary didn't grieve in public. She simply continued living, independent, skilled, and now powerful. That's when the whispers shifted. A town possessed. It started small. A cow found stiff in the pasture, a mule that wouldn't stop screaming through the night. But then it spread. Chickens stopped laying, dogs turned mean, men fought in the fields for no reason at all. And the people changed. Eyes went strange, tongues twisted. Some swore they were touched by something dark. A sickness swept through Fairfield County, but it wasn't one that could be cured by herbs. Children woke screaming, women collapsed in churches. And all of it, every broken fence and bloodied nose, it circled back to one name: Mary. That old woman by the woods, they'd whisper. The one who keeps the herbs behind her house. The town didn't want truth. They wanted a sacrifice.
She walks with the devil.
Testimonies of terror. When the accusations came, they didn't trickle. They poured like blood from a split jug. They said Mary had cursed Rosie Henley and her sister, laid evil hands on them. They said Old Man Hending, his wife Sally Smith, and Joe Fairs were in on it too. And then the stories turned wild. Joe Fairs, they claimed, levitated 2 young girls into the rafters of Drury Walker's home. Martha Willingham said she spat up hairballs with pins sticking out of them. Pins like something stitched in hell. Isaac Collins swore Mary turned him into a horse and rode him to a gathering in the woods, where she talked with the devil about how fine a beast he made. But the worst came from her own blood. Adam Free, her son, stood before the mob and gave her to them. And her grandson, Jacob Free, looked them in the eye and said, "She turned me into a horse and rode me 6 miles to an orchard." That was all it took. Not a sheriff, not a court, just stories. And a town too scared to question any of them.
She rides the cursed.
Barn trial. The trial didn't happen in a courtroom. It happened in a barn 5 miles outside of town on the land of Thomas Hill, one of the wealthiest men in Fairfield County. He offered his barn. The townsfolk brought the fire. No lawyers, no defense, no justice, just a bench of gifted brethren, self-proclaimed holy men, and witch doctors with pitchfork hearts. Mary was 78. Her skin was thin, her hands tired, but she stood as they screamed. They burned her feet so she couldn't walk. They hung her from the rafters, but she didn't die. They chained her, left her. Still, she lived. No confession, no fear, just silence. And that scared them most of all.
She would not break. She would not burn.
reflection, and legacy. Mary Ingleman's story isn't just about witchcraft. It's about what happens when a woman grows old, wise, and inconvenient. Her knowledge made her valuable. Her silence made her dangerous. The men couldn't control her. The town couldn't explain her. So they tried to erase her. But the land remembers. Her story still floats through the pine around what used to be Freeze Creek, now buried beneath the waters of Lake Monticello. Her name is a whisper amongst the waves, in the mist, in the silence when a mule screams at midnight. And maybe, just maybe, she never left. Some say she walks, not burned, not broken, just forgotten.